Hello and welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me again for another night of Facebook Live. I also want to recognize those that catch me on the replay from YouTube and or SoundCloud. I am your host, Tricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. Also, as you can see, I have with me tonight two special guest co-hosts. That is Miss Queen Kimmy herself and Mr. Joshua Peltier, the communicator, the Josh effect. All right, guys. So go ahead and say hello to our audience tonight, guys. Awesome.
Hi, what's going on?
All right. So tonight we have these special guest co-hosts, and we just want to have a conversation with you tonight. These two will be featured in the Worthy of Abundance Summit. So I thought it necessary that we bring them here tonight just to get an opportunity to introduce themselves to you and to pique your interest in joining us for this one-of-a-kind summit. All right, so as you guys are logging on with me tonight, go ahead and like and share this video. Again, go ahead and like and share this video. Also, feel free to let me know you're here. Let me know you're here tonight. It is important. We'd love to hear from you. Keisha, how are you, honey? I already see you logging on and saying hello tonight. Don't forget to like and share this video. Go ahead and text your friends. Let them know that we are here tonight. So you're in for a treat. And nonetheless, we'll start with Queen Kimmy. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do.
Okay, thank you so much. I am Queen Kimmy. I'm a motivational speaker. And as a motivational speaker, I believe in the importance of community confidence and commitment. And I think that we already know exactly who we are and how we want to show up. We just need a little reminder in those areas. So that's kind of what I focus on. And it's all about the mental resolve to reinvent yourself in life and business, which is what I had to do in my own life after I, one, retired from the military, and two, started this second wave. So yeah, that's kind of what I do.
Well, we sure appreciate you for your service and appreciate your efforts in what you do in living out your purpose. That is awesome. Josh, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Joshua Peltier. I am a communications consultant. I teach people how to clearly and effectively communicate for optimal success in life and in business. I come from a foundation that everything is communication, and communication is everything, no matter what your challenges are. I can almost assure you that I can find a communication technique, scenario, situation that will help you get to the bottom of the root of your challenge and hopefully fix it or make it better.
Awesome. I can definitely attest to that. We have connected with one another through the platform of Miss August Crenshaw. That is how we have been connected, and it just goes to show how important those networks and those connections are. And truly, both of you guys' platform have been a blessing to me as I've had an opportunity to stroll your timelines and take a look at what you do. And Josh, I follow you quite a bit because you're here almost every day at 2 p.m. And so 2 p.m. is when my day begins to wind down. And just following your platform, you have helped me see myself a lot as it relates to the communication arena, especially as an educator and how I interact with students. And you did that series on how to communicate with the kids and what's discipline, what's punishment, and how to deliver news, whether it's good or bad. And so tell me why it is you do what you do to help people like me communicate with the little people.
First of all, thank you for taking the time out. You went through like a whole daggone 3 weeks of conversation. That was hyper impressive. Knowing that communication is the foundation of everything, people always overlook it. they think it's one of the easiest things to understand. Is one of the easiest things to understand, but it's one of the most trivial things to master. And a lot of people think that their challenges come from other things, maybe from depression, any kind of self-esteem challenges. They can't function, they can't do whatever. But I can almost guarantee it comes from some form of communication or lack thereof. The whole concept of what I do, I went to Fisk for undergrad for communications, and I went to Howard for grad school for film. So I actually use both of them when I'm working with my students in the classes. But the whole concept came about when I was standing in line in a grocery store, and it was a woman and her daughter talking. A mother and daughter were talking to each other, and both of them could not understand each other. And I said, this is a challenge, because I said, if they can't understand each other, how is this young lady going to make it in the world? So I created a training program specifically for high school students, that the high school students actually got scholarships off of the videos I produced for them, because they showed in the video that they know how to communicate. And people do not understand that there's nothing in life that is not communication. So if you can understand what you're communicating, you can always fix the challenge. Every single thing in life is communication. And what I try not to do is I try not to tell people what to do. I try not to give them any advice. I may give you some insight or some feedback, but I try as hard as I can not to tell people how to parent. I don't tell people how to teach. I don't tell people how to do certain things, but from a communication standpoint, I can tell you what is being heard and received, and I can tell you what's being transmitted. And if you do these few tips, you might be able to enhance the great work that you're already doing without having to yell, to scream, to continue to go back and forth with people, to argue. Just do some communication stuff and watch if it changes. So that's what I do in a nutshell.
That's some awesome information too, to hear it put that way. And I'm one of those that study behavior. I never thought of it so much as communication. Yeah. And when you think about it, it is, because it's giving us messages. We're reading those messages and we perceive it in a certain way. And now, Queen Kimmy, you also deal with communication, and you and your husband kind of work together on a Facebook Live on Thursday nights around 10:10 our time, or 10:11 our time. It's 11:11 your time, I see. And so what is it that you guys are promoting, and what is your purpose for doing what you do as it relates to communication?
I'm a rebel by nature. So I'll just put that out. I'll lead with that, okay? So by nature, I'm a rebel. By nature, as a child, whatever I was told I could not do, I'm going to show you, yes, I can. So therefore, when I started out as a motivational speaker, it was your country, your dialect. Nobody understands what you're saying. You can't say stuff like y'all ain't reckoning or fitting and, this type of stuff when you're talking. And I would sign up for these programs, and lo and behold, I would come out not sounding like myself, not being authentic, not being genuine, not having a human element to my delivery, not being able to connect because I was so robotic. So when I stopped doing all of that stuff and stopped saying ain't, shoulda, and coulda, and start adding a little bit of that juice to my flavor, I was able to connect more with people, because people are starved for human connection. They are starved for real human connection. They see you on air, you say one thing, then they meet you in person and you're a totally different person. Now that person's confused. So when I talk about the mental resolve to reinvent yourself, it's throw away the old story of everything somebody told you should be. Figure out who you are and how you want to show up and what works best for you, and be that.
Oh, you said a mouthful, honey. You said a mouthful. Consistency is so important in what we do. No matter what business we're in, no matter what platform we stand on, we must be consistent. And so I'm not one of those that like to wear a face. the face you see is the face you get. No matter where you meet me, it is what it is. Now, mind you, saying that, I have evolved and developed over the years. So I've learned to be a little warmer and communicate a little better. And so all of that is so important in what we do. And so I guess we ought to show that no matter what, because we are human and people need to see us as being human and not just as a character on a platform or an image that we are portraying. And so, which leads me to this summit that we're all a part of. We're on that speaker platform. I'm curious to know, Queen Kimmy, what drew you to that platform to want to be a part of something that is so intimate and where we have to share some of the most intimate pieces of our lives and our story?
I believe that when a person feels heard, they can start to heal. And when a person can share their story, they not only heal themselves, but they heal a multitude of people around them. That's been what has carried me. When I came home from Afghanistan, one of the reasons I came home, it was like I kept asking myself, why did I come home and so many others didn't? You know, and when you experience death on the level that we experience death, it's like you start looking for, what could I do? What can I do? What can I do? And what can I do is I can make sure that I tell my story and that I encourage other people to do the same thing, because a lot of us don't have the opportunities that I have in my life, or that I've had or been blessed with. And in sharing my story, I offer that hope to someone else.
Yeah, that's important. We do know that once we reach a certain level of being able to overcome and conquer some things in our life, that our story sometimes needs to be heard so that others can heal through us. You know, many people, our pains run so deep, they're rooted so deep that they feel safe in being able to hide behind our stories and be able to then process what it is that they've been through in their life. And Mr. Joshua, I'm just interested because this is a predominantly female platform, and we have two of you male speakers that are joining us. One, Frederick Geiger, who joined me Friday night on this platform. You guys got an opportunity to meet him. But Josh, I'm just interested in knowing what drew you to the platform to give us the male perspective of being worthy of abundance.
I had this conversation with August, and I don't know, I gravitated toward it. Anitra, I don't know if you know Anitra Lane. She was on it before, and that's also my virtual manager. Okay. She's the main reason I'm doing these lives every day. There's a purpose behind those, and I'll talk about those if I have time. But I saw her on the summit one time with August, and I was just looking at how invaluable the information that was being shared was so necessary for even me to hear. And the women that were on there were very awesome in nature, but they were also tremendous in the fact that they have been through so much and they did not let their past be their future or their present. And Anitra, I commented a lot. I was listening to the stuff a lot, and Anitra saw me doing the post, and I was doing the post, and August saw me doing some stuff. And then I forgot how August and I had a conversation one time, and she asked me if I would be willing to do it. And I was like, sure, most definitely. She said, now it's only going to be you and a few other, you and one other guy probably. Are you still comfortable with that? I said, how many women again? And she was like, it's going to be about maybe 17, 18. I was like, add 20 more and then I might be. No, that's not. I'm sorry. I'll just probably watch it. She's going to cuss me all the way out in Spanish. But I said, I have to be a part of this because it's something that is helping a lot of people. And I run my mouth. I could talk for hours. I really do mean that. I did a whole thing with parents one time. I spoke for 5 hours straight and they didn't even want me to stop. But I think that other people's stories are necessary because somebody else could be relating to it. And the story that I share, I talk about my actual wife and my marriage. And I have never shared anything in front of people what I share in that context. And I know for a fact there are other men who have dealt with or are dealing with the stuff that I was going through, and they may be afraid or ashamed to talk about it. I was never afraid. I was never ashamed because when I came to the conclusion, the main reason the thing went south, it was because of my fault. And I talk about that you have to own up to the fact that you put yourself in that situation in the first place. So you can't blame the other person because if you weren't there, then you wouldn't have anybody to blame. So I felt it was necessary because August is doing a tremendous job and she has the ability to captivate and encapsulate so much information that I said it's necessary for me to be a part of this. So like I told her, it's like the Daggone Summit called me. It was like, I need to be a part of this because I get asked at least 3 times a month to be on summits. And I'm turning them down quite a bit if they're not resonating with me. But this one made a lot of sense. And I said I had to be a part of it. I mean, it was like a no-brainer for me.
Well, I am very much looking forward to hear the male perspective on some things because I've shared with you before and I've shared so many other times before, you know. I think being a woman who has been not always had the best experience with the male gender, sometimes I think we forget or take for granted that men do have issues and they do have traumas and they go through things as well as we do. And I also have to remind myself a lot of times that only hurting people hurt people. There is no one in their right mind who has it all together that will intentionally inflict pain or hurt or trauma onto someone else. So if they're doing that, they must be hurting as well. So it's caused me in my latter years here to really look at things for what they are, not just an act of what happened and assuming one side of it or another. You know, only hurting people hurt people. And I like the fact that now we have a platform to where now that we are healing and we are being healed and we are healed, that now we can reach out on a platform such as the Worthy of Abundance Summit and help others heal. So to have a male face and a male perspective, it really sheds light on so much because it's so easy for us to say, hey, we women, we're getting healed and we're going to help the babies. We're going to break these cycles. But, you know, we really can't do that effectively without the male coming along with us and healing that male species as well. So I'm excited. I am excited. Queen Kimmy, you have a link to the summit, right? So that people here that are watching you tonight can support what you do and support your session. Can you tell me what time and date your session is? And could you share your link with us?
My session is August the 6th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, I will be more than happy to share my link. I'll share it in the messages.
Can you put it in the comment here on the Facebook. Can you get to that platform for your link, or is it something that you need me to type in from here?
Oh, well, I'm on the Zoom. I can switch over and log into Facebook really fast.
No, in Zoom they won't be able to see it, but if you would say your link out loud, I will put it in the comment section for you.
Okay. My link is, it's Real Women / Queen Kimmy. You know the beginning part, right?
No, is it? I know it's a HTTP something, right?
I put it in the chat.
Okay.
It just came out as big long.
Okay, let me see if I can make sense of that. Josh, what's on your mind over there, fella, while I'm figuring this out?
I don't want you to be mad at me, but I got a feeling you will be. I don't want you yelling at me in Spanish. I don't know what day I'm speaking on. I don't know what day my thing is. And that's why I was checking to see if I can find it.
Okay, no problem.
But I didn't know what day I was going to be on the event. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Okay, I hope Queen Kimmy that I have it there in the comment section. So if you guys would like to support,
the first one, right?
if you guys would like to support Queen Kimmy in the summit, I have put her link right there in the comment section. If you click that link, you show your support for her as you purchase your ticket and join us. We're all going to be speakers on that platform. Also, her session will be spoken on August 6th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. For us guys, that is 10 a.m. Now, you guys that register,
I found my link.
Okay, you guys that register for the summit,
Not the link, but the time I'm speaking.
please understand that if you're not able to be with us August 5th through 8th, once you purchase your ticket, you still have a lifetime access to the content. And that content, I believe, is going to be so valuable to you, as you also get a workbook within that ticket price. And that workbook also helps you process the information that you obtain throughout the sessions from the 15 or 16 speakers over the course of those days. On August 8th, we will all be in a live session, so you guys will be able to communicate with us live and ask questions as it relates to our individual sessions that you hear between the 5th and the 7th. So we really would like your support in joining us. And also, Josh, did you say you put your link there in the?
No, I didn't. I forgot. I don't have the link.
Oh, okay.
But I know what I'm speaking though.
Okay, go ahead and tell us
I'm
a little
speaking
bit.
on August the 5th at 4:00 p.m. Everything is Eastern time, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so August the 5th, 4 p.m., the cool man himself will be sharing his soul. And I don't know if they're going to share it back with me, but August the 5th, 4:00, I will be running my jaws to y'all.
You know what? While you sitting over there talking, I cannot wait to hear that session. I mean, there are so many where I've seen the clips that have run through, and if you guys have checked my timeline, you have even seen the clip of my session running through my timeline, and probably some of the others as well. I can't wait. I mean, I got emotional just listening at some of the clips that have already been generating.
Man,
so,
she put a lot of work into them things. My goodness. She needs to be commended.
I love my clip. I love the cuts, the transition. They are beautiful.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So, Queen Kimmy, anything you'd like to share with the audience tonight that you somewhere where they can follow you or just some information you want them to know?
Well, I'm Queen Kimmy 101 everywhere on every social media platform. If you type in Queen Kimmy with an IE 101, you can find me anywhere. You can find me anywhere. And I do want to know if we have enough time. Joshua said he was going to tell us why he was doing his lives every day if we had enough time. So yes.
I told you I was going to do that.
Time for Josh.
One of the most effective tools as a communicator is the art of listening.
That's right. That's right. You said it, brother. You said it.
Did I mention I have low self-esteem? Because I want to make sure that gets pointed out before you start to poke at me. Because I cry on the inside at night, silently in the dark, with the nightlight on. Yeah, the main reason I do my lives, I have probably over 80 hours of communication training. I can tie anything back to communication. The main thing I focus on now is with parents and how they communicate with their children. And on Fridays, I'm doing relationship stuff. I don't know if you saw last Friday, Ann. I think you did. About passing gas. Yeah. So people bring questions. Hey, this is real life we talking about here, people. People bring questions to me so that I can propose them on the live. Basically, all I'm doing is just giving you some insight on some communication and different ways to deal with stuff. But I'm doing that to let you all know that I have a public speaking course that's coming up in August. And it's only going to I'm only allowing 10 people in. So if you're not one of the 10, you're not getting in. I didn't mean to rhyme, but I'm a rhymer, sometimer. And that's the main reason. I'm just getting people used to hearing me, getting me to understand what I'm doing. So they will be able to take the course. But there's several other courses I'm going to be introducing later. And, I'm just listening to what people tell me to do. And I got so much stuff to talk about that might as well share with the world. But it's crazy that so many people are telling me how the lives are benefiting them. And I'm meeting people on the street. I'm getting text messages. I'm getting all kind of messenger updates. People calling me. It's amazing that these lives are actually affecting people and they're actually helping people communicate better. And one young lady told me, she said, "You making me think about stuff I never thought about." And when I was growing up, I'm starting to look about how my mother communicated with me. And it's starting to reflect and show me why I am the way I am. And I said, it's all communication. And if I can help people be better, then I'm doing something right. That is the main reason I do what I does, because I want people to understand that once they figure out how to communicate effectively, the world is yours. And the power of communicating to yourself. That's the main reason people struggle. It's not because they don't have the ability, not because they don't have the funds or the concepts. It's because they tell themselves they can't do it in the first place, so that everything goes down here from there. But if you start to believe in yourself and understand that you have the power to do whatever, but you have to communicate that to yourself, to your subconscious can believe it, then you start to flow in the right direction. Like, man, this is easy. Anything is possible. But it's all about how you communicate. So the main reason I'm doing the lives is for people to get to know me, and also to build up my other programs that I'm going to be selling shortly. So there you have it there at TIAs. And plus, from my lives, that's the main reason I get invited to all these summits, is because people are hearing me and one person shares me to another person. I was on a summit with some people from Africa. I've been on summits with people I've never met a day in my life. I was on a summit in Santa Barbara for a school system. I don't know how I got to that. I couldn't tell you how I got to that. These people invited me, so they benefit. Yes, go ahead, Queen Kimmy.
So before COVID-19, were you doing the lives online, or did you just?
I was doing them a little bit before, but not as much. The only reason I'm doing the lives is because Anitra Lane told me to do it.
You have a great virtual manager that she.
I am one of the few men. I'm gonna try to write this down. I'm one of the few men that do what women tell them to do.
Oh, wow.
without asking questions.
Well,
You ain't gonna
I
find
don't
too
know
many
about
men.
that. I don't know about that.
I just told you something that's true most of the
And
time.
like I'm Kermit the Frog and I'm gonna drink my tea. This
Isn't that
tea
it?
I can see with this water, okay?
You know, but they be right. I mean, because I see stuff from my perspective, and you know, people see stuff from other things. Josh, you need to do. Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Well,
Of course,
I
his wife said the same
I
thing.
can relate. You know, I've only started live since the pandemic, and why? It's because I know no one knows me. I've always been in.
Yeah, and you give some really good stuff. I mean, you have no idea how much you really know till you start talking.
Yeah.
I started writing all kind of notes down the other day. I said, she don't know this, but I'm using this. Some of the stuff on Wellness Wednesday, I use your stuff, and I ain't ashamed to say it.
Yeah.
But Queen Kimmy, you could do the same thing.
Yes.
And with your motivational speaking, all you got to do, man, I'm not gonna give you the formula right here, but it's really easy. People always ask me.
Joshua, I've been on the online platform since 2017. I'm not new to this. That's why I know about the human connection, my love.
Excuse me, why? Because I'm
So that's kind of what I have my degree in, is in social media marketing and lean business.
Oh, no wonder. Oh, okay. Congratulations.
So you're building the know, like, and trust factor because you're new to the online space.
That's right. I teach the KLT factor.
People do wrong, and I'll give you this warning, is that if you're going to be coaching and offering a program, come out and offer that program. Building a know, like, and trust factor is great, but now I'm going to feel like you faking and frauding and fooling me because you're not being honest up front and saying, you know, this is what I have going on. And people are getting tired of that. Come to my fluff webinar, and that stuff is old news, old news. Now you have to be innovative online because you have to be able to rise above the noise. And you guys do a phenomenal job of rising above the noise.
Well, I guess we learn from one another. That's where those connections are so
I
important.
learned today.
Look. And then when I asked the question on one of his questions, he said, should children be disciplined in public? Now, the scholar in me at that moment was like, okay, he's not giving enough information to get a valid response. So what did I do? I asked a question, and he goes, you don't get to ask the question. It's my form. I was like, how?
I did not do my head like that, ladies and gentlemen. I did not have attitude. I asked it straightforward because how the me how to do what I does. I was like, okay, that's nice. Just answer the question, and then we can talk about your question.
I thought that
Not
was
enough information. I gave as much information as I wanted to give. Yeah, I remember you. I said, I know who this person is. I need some more information. Will you make it up yourself? God dang it.
That was so funny. That made my day. You hear me? I was like, oh my God, I'm looking forward to this summit and hanging out with you all. I just love the energy that August has brought together, and just to see everybody doing their thing. It's just awesome. I love it. This is my first time actually doing a summit of this caliber. Mm-hmm. Let me make sure I'm politically correct here. I have the communicator on the line. Let's see. Yeah, usually when I'm doing summits, I'm usually the token person on the summit.
Okay. So you're more of a keynote? Is that what you're saying?
Are you the only Black person? Is that what you're saying?
My gosh. Well, spoken like a true communicator.
Just say it. You can say that. Yeah. I've been on the summits. I've been the only Black person.
Look, I usually try to make sure that I do things that are like very diverse, because I'm real big on inclusion, being my military background, and being that I used to be a Bible thumper. So coming from being a Bible thumper from a military background, I know the importance of inclusion, and I don't want to take on the mindset of the oppressor and become the oppressor. I want to rise above that.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I wish I could talk to you offline about that, because there's a bunch of theories on that. And August does not care what she say. And she'll tell you, I might lose some Facebook friends tonight, but so be it.
Hold on, she don't do her neck like that.
And does she do her neck like that? She do her neck worse than that.
Hey, y'all leave August alone.
She got the jeans binding. She don't need no pointers.
Okay.
But that girl don't care what she says.
Look, that is Miss Raw, Real, and Relentless, and she is true to her name and to who she says she stands for. And I love her, love her, love her.
Oh, she understands what she's doing. She ain't stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. And I love that too. So you know what? You're going to either attract or repel. And if you can't deal with it, go ahead and get on from around me. I love her strategy.
Yes. All right, guys, we're going to get ready to wind down for tonight. I don't know if any of you guys have had questions tonight, but I did offer you to ask your questions here in the comment section. And I did not see any come through, but if you have questions, feel free to comment. Also, guys, feel free to connect with Queen Kimmy or Joshua here on Facebook. Their names and links and everything is right there in the comment section. Feel free to connect with them. Any last words from our co-host tonight? Josh?
I just want to thank you for the opportunity of taking the time out and allowing me to be a part of this. I am always, even though I do get offered, and that's quite a bit, I'm always thankful that people think that I'm, important enough to be a part of these things. I'm always fascinated, and I have no challenge in saying this. It's always, well, I shouldn't say always, but I'm okay with being the least smartest person on the screen. I'm always like blown away by people who are so much smarter than me. And this is just another situation where it's happened. So thank you for allowing me to learn from two big brain women who are just doing so many wonderful things. And I'm just soaking up all the good energy. So I appreciate it. Why y'all laughing?
Queen Kimmy, it's you, girl.
Oh, look, here I go. First of all, giving honor to God, who's the head of my life. I want to say thank you so much to everybody for being here tonight. I want to thank you for having me. And I want to thank Josh for acting like we smarter than him. We know he got about 50,000 degrees and look at all that little writing and all them books and, the Josh effect. It's coming through the screen. Get that energy, get that good energy, okay? And I always close with my motto, my life motto, which is live life as best you can, allowing others to do the same without causing any intentional hurt, harm, or pain.
That is so wonderful, guys. It has been indeed a pleasure to have you with me tonight. I hope that sometime again you guys could visit with this platform again, and let's just have a conversation. We'd like to get to know you guys just a little bit better. I know that my audience have enjoyed you guys, and I'm sure those that catch us on the replay as well. Nonetheless, guys, join us as we will all be on August Crenshaw's Worthy of Abundance Summit, August 5th through 8th. Get your tickets. They're only $37. I promise you, it is the best $37 you can spend in 2020. Let us help you and let us do it together. Let us heal together and work through the blueprints of our lives so that we all get to that next level with grace, guys. So I appreciate all of you guys joining me tonight. I appreciate you, my special guest co-host, for being here with me. I am your host, Tricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. I'll see you right here again tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Good night, everybody.